There is a hidden history that has been deliberately obfuscated from the peoples of the world, and that's why I am on the trail of the Nephilim. We have been in Cusco, Peru, about 10,000 feet above sea level, maybe a little bit higher. And now we are in a building called the Coricancha. It's sort of a centerpiece, and it's incredibly enigmatic, and we're delving into that tomorrow. We're going to show you some stones with carving in them. What the heck were they used for? A lot of conjecture here. I think you'll find it interesting. But first, a word from our sponsor, My Patriot Supply. Global problems are having local consequences. Too many of them. Take food shortages, for instance. Supply chains can break down at any moment, as we've all learned the hard way. And we've seen it. We're experiencing it in real time right now. That means now is the time to get yourself some emergency food from our good friends at My Patriot Supply. They're America's largest preparedness company with millions of happy, well-prepared customers. Let me just stop right there, folks. We've got cans in Oklahoma. We've got cans out here in an undisclosed location somewhere deep in the heart of the Santa Monica Mountains. So we love their product. It's great, and we're stocked up. My Patriot Supply food lasts for up to 25 years in storage. It's an insurance policy that you can eat. When you need it, it will be there. Act now and save $50 on a handy 4-week emergency food kit. The kit provides breakfast, lunch, dinner, drinks, and snacks, totaling over 2,000 calories a day. Every person in your family should have one of these. Go to my special website, preparewithla.com, and save $50 on each 4-week food kit you purchase today. That's preparewithla.com. Those who know what's coming are using today to prepare. Once again, preparewithla.com. So I have a very special announcement today. I'll just tell you the backstory. This is how the game is played. So we have in our On the Trail of a Nephilim series right now, there are 7 titles that we've done. We also probably have another 3 in the can, possibly 4 titles. All the film has been shot. Of course, we rebuilt a house in the Santa Monica Mountains, and that has taken basically 8 months out of my editing, except for my daily show. But we're back on the trail, and hopefully we'll get those out. But this is from a J Post, and it was documented, I believe, yesterday. Evidence of biblical giants found in northern Israel. New docuseries to present rare research look at the Nephilim. So, a soon-to-be-released docuseries will present a rare and research look at one of the most perplexing biblical topics, the Nephilim, the giants, produced by Inspiration Networks, a faith-based family entertainment network. Angels and Giants, The Watchers of the Nephilim, present 4 one-hour segments that are a serious investigation into the theories behind the biblical giants. Here's where it goes off the rails for me. I was contacted by the producer-director of this so-called series. He was never forthright, in my opinion, and he may differ with that, I'm sure he would, that there was going to be a 4-part series on the Nephilim. He paid me X amount of dollars, I won't say what. It was a good fee, okay? But I never would have agreed to go on basically using all my stuff. So he's, in that, and from the J Post, he talks about going of a Serpent Mound, the Great Circle Mound, and other places. So basically, we call this On the Trail of L.A. Marzulli. He's entitled to do whatever he wants to do. It's a free country. I totally get it. But what bothers me is we have 7. We're actually, you know, he didn't even know about any of this stuff before he watched some of our films. So, you know, okay, it's competition. I get that. And imitation is the greatest form of flattery. I get that too. Am I angry? No, not really. Am I bitter? Absolutely not. Bitterness leads to poison. I won't go there. But I do find it interesting that this thing is getting, you know, all the, from the J Post, for crying out loud. Meanwhile, Mondo and I were actually in Gilgal Raphaim, Mondo Gonzalez. We filmed it. And that is in Lost Civilizations. So Bob Ulrich got wind of this yesterday. And by the way, I'm dressed like this because I am going over to Prophecy Watchers to shoot some programs with Gary Stearman and Mondo. So Bob wrote this: on the trail of L.A. Marzulli. Many are following in his footsteps, hijacking his original research and discoveries as their own. But it's all about the message, right? It's hard for me to believe he's not included as one of the world's leading experts on this video. Now, we don't know how much I'm actually in the video. I haven't seen it. I have no idea. They didn't send me even a review copy, but that's the way the game is played. You'll get far more information from his 600-plus page book right here and his 7 DVD series on this curious subject. He's actually been to these places and many more. Israel, France, Malta, Sardinia. Boots on the ground stuff, real pics, drone footage, etc. Suddenly, everyone is on the Nephilim train. Took them long enough to wake up. Except no imitations, but hey, I'm a bit prejudiced. I stumbled across our very first interview with him many years ago, the days when I was a worship leader and I had a ponytail. If I only had that kind of hair again. But I digress. We pretty much introduced him to the world, which is true. I'll post it on YouTube soon. Hysterical. Seems like just yesterday. Here's the DV series link to the first 6 DVDs with the 7th DVD as a free bonus. Folks, you can go to our site, streaming.lamarzulli.net, streaming.lamarzulli.net. What are you waiting for? So I won't mention this again. That's enough of that. I mean, it is what it is. I had no idea this guy was doing that. But that's how the game is played. And again, imitation is the greatest form of flattery. Am I flattered? Am I flattered? No, not really. Not really. I was kind of angry yesterday, but I've worked through that. Look at my countenance. All is good. All is well. If the Lord wants to raise that up, that's the Lord's business. I keep my hand on my plow. I plow in the field. We do our little shows here 5 days a week, 4 days a week, and of course our Alma Trail series. So enough of that. I will not bring it up again. Thanks for bearing with me, but you need to know about it. So we are in Cusco, Peru, about 10,000 feet above sea level. We are now in the Concha. I want you to notice something. What does this look like? It's not square. And we see this shape used throughout these buildings. Look at the absolute pristine stonework. I'll roll the clip. Here we go. Look at the stones, and we'll get into the shapes of the stones. Look at the corbels. Look at the absolute precision of the stonework. It is andesite stone. So now we go on, and here's our docent, our friendly guide at the Concha. You'll see Brian Forrester and myself. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Color. Until now, for example, the shamans, you know the shaman, the shamans, they use black guinea pigs. We have here in half an hour one small town. The name is Wasau. In Wasau, all their families, they practice to make ceremonies for the people. Practice to make like shamans, you know? But the original table was destroyed completely. But here you could see the 3 canals. These canals was only for the sounds. But many guys said it was for the water or for the blood.
So what's happening here? Let's go back over to the table. So is that used for some sort of ceremonial blood sacrifice? She's talking about the shamans, she calls them. I call them shaman. You say potato, I say potato. But she's talking about, first of all, notice the trapezoidal shapes in the background. There we have a table in front. So there's also, look at the 3 holes below. Now, there was some sort of a roof, obviously, over this structure, or maybe not. But there seems to be because of the notches up on the ceiling. But it's all conjecture. No one knows what the building actually looked like in its original state. Why this table? Is it ceremonial? Well, if archaeologists, when they come up to artifacts, if they really have no understanding, everything is just thrown into the basket of it's ceremonial. It most likely is ceremonial, but we don't know. Are we looking at a building that had some sort of mechanical, was used, the entire building as some sort of mechanical device? You'll see later on, probably next week, where we come upon this very, very strange bit of stonework in the Concha. No one has any idea of what this thing was used for. It is a machine, in my opinion. Was this used for animal sacrifice, human sacrifice? We don't know. But you can find out more, certainly by going to our Watchers series, Secret Cosmic War number 6, or get on the trail, folks. What are you waiting for? Get on the trail. We're going to make T-shirts. I'm on the trail with LA. But here we go. It's streaming.lamarzulli.net, streaming.lamarzulli.net. Download all 7. If you want the hard copies, lamarzulli.net. Order them all. Binge watch them. I promise you, you will be awakened by the hidden history that has been deliberately obfuscated from the peoples of the world. Haley, I spoke with you by phone earlier today. You asked me to tell you in detail about the very tall, large woman that I saw in Walmart in Georgia. I think you'll find this interesting, folks. Is this a site of a hybrid entity? In my opinion, it is, but you be the judge as I read this story. Before you read any further, my name is Jay, and we'll just keep it that way. You can say my name, but please pronounce it the way it looks to you in English. That way, not everyone will know who I am. Well, we're not even going to do that. We're just going to call this person Jay. The possible Nephilim encounter. It was approximately 6 or 7 years ago. I don't remember the exact year. She appeared to be about... And I realize when I'm going to tell you this, you're going to find it hard to believe. I've spoken to Jay several times on the phone. I asked her to retype the entire article or the entire account of what she saw. Get this. Approximately 6 or 7 years ago, I don't remember the exact year, she appeared to be, this woman at Walmart, appeared to be about 10 to 12 feet tall. I'm 5'4" and I came up to her hip waist. There were men around us who were easily 6 feet tall or taller, and she towered over them by what looked to me about twice their height. It may not have been quite 12 feet, but it was easily 9 or 10. She was enormous, but not fat or heavy set. She had light tan colored skin, very dark hair that was like a black and maroon mix. She was wearing purple leggings and a dress that looked like fabrics of different colors hand sewn together, gray, purple, and maroon with a stripe of mustard yellow. She had a black purse and black boots and came up just below the knee. It's very detailed here, very detailed. She had very feminine features, a voluptuous physique, very womanly. There was no hint of masculine features because I asked her, could it be that you were looking at a guy in drag? She said, absolutely not. Continuing. Other people saw her and were surprised by her height as I was. But I have to also acknowledge that it seemed as though some people weren't surprised at her height and just walked by like they never saw her. It was the afternoon when I saw her. She was walking very quickly and purposely towards the side of the store where food and household cleaning items are. Her gait was also feminine, not masculine. Here is the bizarre part. Before she walked by me, before I ever saw her, I had a sense of danger suddenly come over me, and the hair stood up on the back of my neck. Stop right there. Where have we heard this before? Pastor Mike McClung is doing a prayer walk, okay, in his home state. And it's June or July, it's summer. He's doing a prayer walk. All of a sudden, he sees this woman jogger far away from him in the distance. Platinum blonde hair, very tall, very muscular. Instantly, he's taken aback by this. Same thing. He has a sense of foreboding. The Spirit of a living God is in him, warning him of what is about to happen. As this jogger gets close, their eyes meet. She has blue eyes. Then all of a sudden, the eyes go black. And as she runs by him, she looks at him, bares her teeth, and growls. After that encounter, he gave me a text, a whole email, and we talked about this. I've used this before. Here's another account. Exactly the same thing is happening. This woman is being warned. Jay is being warned that what she's about to encounter is not natural, is not good. That's the Spirit of a living God warning her. Okay, here we go. Before she walked by me, before I ever saw her, I had a sense of danger suddenly come over me, and the hair stood up on the back of my neck. Then this enormously tall woman that I just described walked by me. She walked by me on my left side. She was about 6 feet away from me. Though I didn't see her face, she was a very beautiful woman in her physique. Another woman walked next to me, also saw her, and we both looked at each other in shock and commented how tall she was. This woman appeared to feel just as uneasy about the encounter as I did. People who have giantism often have notable deformities or pronounced features. That's true. That's called acromegaly. And I don't think we're looking at acromegaly here at all, though I realize that not all do. I didn't see anything like that in this woman. It's possible she's a regular person with giantism. I'm not buying that. But I can't account that strange feeling of danger I had right before I ever saw her. I had my phone out in the car, so no chance of getting a photo. I did wait a while in my car to see if she came out. I had my phone ready, but I never saw her leave. The only thing to share is that I had spirit beings show up in my home even back when when I was a child. They never look like aliens. They look just like the being in the movie Mothman Prophecies, like a hooded or cloaked tall being that was dark with red lights for eyes. So she goes on from there. I'll just leave it, but she basically works in the mental health field. She's completely sane. By the way, she saw this at a Walmart, and what I'm going to tell you might sound bizarre. Read Dr. David Jacobs' book, Walking Amongst Us. This is his last book that he wrote. I believe he's in ill health right now, but I'm not absolutely certain of that, but I believe he is in ill health. He talked about the hybrid entities and their handlers. Where do they go? They go to Walmart. Why do they go to Walmart at 2 or 3 in the morning? Because it's training ground. And no one says anything at 2 or 3 in the morning. This was 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, according to Jay. And what she saw, obviously, was something completely out of the ordinary. Acromegalia or something else? Nephilim or acromegalia? You be the judge. In my opinion, I go with the latter. I go with the Nephilim. That's what I think she had an encounter with. Very, very interesting. Hybrids walking amongst us. Folks, I will be at the Hear the Watchman Conference, March 17th to the 20th in Dallas, Texas. Use promo code LA20, LA20, and get some bucks off. Folks, it's going to be a great conference. I can't wait to be there. First conference in 2 years. Plan on getting your tickets early. I hope to see you there. Thanks so much for watching On the Trail of a Nephilim and, of course, our daily UFO update. Don't forget, folks, that you can watch the free UFO film. UFOs are real, burgeoning, not going away. That's why we released the film for free. The Coming Great Deception and the Luciferian Endgame. UFO Disclosure. If you open up the text box right below this video, scroll down a little ways, you will see the link. Free film, free UFO film. You need to see the film. You need to see the film. We are working on 2, 3, 4, and 5. More than likely 5 parts to the series. Thanks so much for watching On the Trail and our daily UFO update. Remember, we'll see you on the air or in the air.
My name is Alan Matthews. I've seen a UFO.
I've seen a UFO.
And I saw a
And I saw a
UFO.
UFO.
A UFO.